keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 37 days.
Flags still fly under Saturday lights and a razorback sky. From magazines peak to the Delta Plains, one question, man, it'll never change. Will Taylor Green throw a dart softball? Oh, dang old drink, make us hit that wall. Will we be better? Just the same, we still will pick through the joy and pain. Maybe this is our year. What's his name? Lane stole your players, man. What a crying shame. The Hawks roll in and the crowd goes wild. If they win 9 games, I'll rename my child. So tell me, Sam, before I go insane, their words are just the same.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
I think everyone's asking that question heading into the 2025 football season. This team going to be better? This team going to be worse? Are they going to be the same as last year? We got a lot of feedback to get to here on the Loose Automotive Group hotline. You missed the game on Tuesday. We played Name That Razorback. A lot of players, because we did the Rohan Jones question last week, and I would guess that 75% of our audience didn't know what position group he played. No cheating. No cheating. We did this game already.
I'm not cheating. How am I cheating?
You got the roster right there. We're not going to do it. We already did it already.
Well, I'm going to see if you know somebody, you know.
Right on.
Might need to.
It's all up here. It's all in the cranium. Go ahead.
Aaron Smith.
What is that, like a 4-teamer? That's not. He's not on the team.
He's one of your offensive linemen, correct?
He is a left tackle. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. We used to do this years ago. Hockey player or congressman? We'd give you a name. Colton Little, hockey player or congressman. You had to figure out, is he in the NHL or
Tommy Tuberville?
Or is he in Congress? You know,
Senate.
You'd have to know.
It'd be tough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you would do very well in that game.
Well, and that is true. So we asked Chat. We first asked Chat, hey, how's this season going to go? Is it going to be better? Is it going to be worse? Or is it the same? Here's what they said.
Call it a bounce-back barbecue. Hotter than last year, but not quite smoking yet. Better? Yes. Great? Let's not start printing SEC titles just yet.
Yeah, I don't think this team's going to end up in Atlanta. But
thank you, Chat.
I want to go.
We're not paying for that.
No.
We are not paying for that.
Okay.
No.
I want to go up and down the position groups. And then just overall as a team, I want your thoughts this morning. Colton's, Tommy, our audience, 877-377-6963. What, 37 days out from this football season? So we'll get to this coming up in just a bit.
Hey, we're brought to you by our friends at Pradco, lurenet.com. And you might be just coming off the water at this point, as warm as it's getting. Lurenet.com is the place you go. Maybe replace that one that got hung up and you had to cut the line and you couldn't get back. Or maybe your tackle box is just a little light of the things you need, or the things that are in there aren't working. Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more, all available at lurenet.com. And if your order's more than $35 and you're here in the good old U.S. of A., they're going to ship it to you for free. That's lurenet.com, or find them at Pradco or Pradco products at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, and your favorite tackle stores all over the place, and lurenet.com.
All right, so might as well get this going while we're talking about it. All right, let's start with position groups. You mentioned Rohan Jones last week, one of the tight ends at Arkansas. Luke Has, for those that don't know,
the comparison was, hey, would you have a connection to Luke Has, who we probably bring his name up more. Yesterday we were talking about his injury. He's playing at Ole Miss, not going to be there for the first half of the year. You know, he would have been a player you'd have been excited to go watch this year.
Mm-hmm. Had an outstanding part of his freshman season before he got hurt. Last season, back injury. I think he ended up 4 touchdowns, not as many targets as maybe you expected. We'll start with tight ends. Are they going to be better, worse, or the same as last season?
Worse.
You got Jaden Platt, Rohan Jones. I'm forgetting, is it Maddox Lassiter is the kid from Warren? That I'll tell you what, of any of the players that I've watched, that kid pancakes more than anyone else on the football team. He's not the guy that's going to be in the headlines or anything else, but Sam Pittman seems to really like him. I'm with you, though. I don't know how they're better than last year.
I would say better.
Worse.
They got to target the tight end more, and I think that's part of why Luke Haas isn't here anymore is you got to throw the ball to the tight end. And I think some of this is going to come down to how much do you believe in Taylor Green's arm, and can he make those throws, particularly where are you going to throw it to a tight end? What part of the field are you going to throw it to a tight end?
The red zone, baby.
Well,
middle of the field.
Middle of the field. And do you trust your quarterback to put it in harm's way? Because where's the ball most dangerously thrown? To the middle of the field. So I don't know how, that's part of the problem with the tight end, in my opinion.
Platt was highly recruited, 4-star coming out. A&M, the Montana State kid, Rohan Jones, was an FCS, I believe All-American, if I remember that right. So there's some hope, but I tend to think they're going to be worse at that position as well. Wide receivers, same way for me. I mean, you lose Tesla, you lose Armstrong, you lose Satania, you lose a lot of guys from that group last year. I hope I'm wrong, but I also kind of put that in the same camp as the tight end. I think pass catchers overall are worse than last year.
Yeah, and Coach talked at media days. Hey, we got 8 or 9 I really like, but even he couldn't answer the questions. He was very upfront that, hey, if you think I'm going to sit here and tell you that I know all there is to know about the wide receivers, I'm not going to lie to you. They'll roll some guys out there in a week or so when they start it up August 1st for camp, but they're trying to figure it out still. So I don't know how you could say better. Now there's an area that could be better because it's an unknown at this point. Mm-hmm. Is there someone on this list that's going to emerge as a middle of the pack wide receiver in the SEC? And we're not thinking anyone's really going to be to that level. I don't know.
Shannon Dirks feels like they'll be better at tight end because I believe they will trust Green more with the ball down the middle this year. That's his opinion. Here in the Lewis Automotive Group.
I hope that opinion holds up.
Gordon and Mead, it's hard to throw to the tight end if they have to stay in for protection. That's a good point, Gordon.
That's very good too as well.
So let's tight end. You have to like blocking in the offense first before you can catch a pass. And some tight ends, they'd rather just catch passes than block.
Finesse guys. All right, let's move on to the offensive line. And I know you've heard this for the last 2 or 3 years, but I honestly believe the offensive line is going to be better than they were last year. Last 2 years have been bad. That's not a Sam Pittman offensive line. The most Sam Pittman offensive line that he's had since he's been a head coach is 2021. Are they going to be that level? Probably not. But I think they'll be better in the last 2 years. So I'm going to say the offensive line is better than they have been, not just last year, but 2 years ago.
I tend to agree with you. Sam Pittman was very complimentary of Caden Kettler, the transfer center. Feels like that's a good piece. Likes Carmona that's coming back, and I don't think they have all the questions. It's time for Marion Harris, though, to step up and have the kind of year you've been waiting on him to have. So, in-state product, time for him to step it up. Well, see, he played at Maumelle, right? So
I think Robinson.
I get some of those confused that came out of the same time, but Maumelle and Robinson. But time for him to step up and have the kind of year you've needed him to have.
I could double check on that. I could be wrong about that.
Well, I also agree with you guys thinking they're going to be a little bit better only because of the fact that they should be a lot deeper. The offensive line is more than just those 5 guys. You're likely to have one of those guys miss some playing time due to an injury, and it seems like they went in the transfer portal and got a lot more pieces that can offer quality depth at this SEC level.
All right, quarterback. We got 2 more position groups as we round it out. Quarterback, I think they're going to be better. I don't think Taylor Green's going to regress. Now, is he going to have the weapons that he had last year? No. I think that hurts him, but I think he's going to be better. How much better? Is he going to take that Ryan Mallett jump from 2009 to 2010? Probably not. Is he going to take that Lamar Jackson jump at Louisville? Is he going to have a type of season like Tyler did in 2011? No. But I do think as a quarterback overall, Taylor Green will be better in 2025.
Agree with that. I think they're also better because I think KJ Jackson will be better. And I think there will be a point in this year you have to lean on him for a start, maybe 2, but certainly some significant snaps that matter. And I think the position is better because you look at the depth, and I think, we've went through it the last, 4 years? You had to lean on a backup at some point.
Since like 2019.
Right.
And more than that.
Now, Taylor started all 12 last year, or last season, but KJ's the one that came in and cleaned up and finished up the Tennessee game for you. So, I think the odds of getting through the season and him getting 12 starts I don't think is more than 50% just because of the nature of this league. So you're better at the position because I believe KJ Jackson is better.
All right, last thing, running back position as we round out the offense and we close out the better, worse, or the same this morning. I've got it. This is the same. Jaquindon Jackson was awesome. Red zone, he was a beast. Like when he was cooking, but he had injury issues and durability and the fumble problems. My goodness gracious. And I love Jaquindon. Like he ran hard, he ran tough, he played through the pain. But he had miscues multiple times last season that cost you in certain football games. They added Mike Washington. I think Braylon's going to be better overall. You've got A.J. Green back as well. Roddy Hill's here for another season. I'm not positive enough that they're going to be better than they were last year, but I think equal to is expected for this running back room.
Yep, and he's got to be a breakout player this year. I know, with his putting more than a toe in the water in the transfer portal in the offseason kind of leaves some people a little bit apprehensive, but that shouldn't have anything to do with the way he plays this fall. So got to keep him healthy. I think they're deep. I think they'll be no worse than they were a year ago.
All right, that is better, worse, or the same, the offensive-wise. Curious to see what we see from that group this fall. Second year under Bobby Petrino, another second-year quarterback in Taylor Green. A lot of new faces in that group. Curious. I hope that the wide receivers and tight ends prove us wrong, Tommy.
Yeah. All right, better or worse, or staying the same, brought to you by Oaklawn Sports. You can bet on it with Oaklawn Sports. Whether you think they're going to be better or worse, the odds are there, and you can find those at Oaklawn Sports. Football season less than a month away. I was talking to a friend of mine who had plans to be at the very first. He'll be working at the very first college football game that's televised this year, August 23rd. So you think about, we're counting down the days to Arkansas football. August 23rd, I think it's Incarnate Word and Nicholls State. You can watch that on ESPN2. So, I mean.
What a riveting match.
Well, I mean, hey, it's football, isn't it? It's the only thing that's going to be on at that time. So, hey, you can find the action there on Oaklawn Sports. So what my point is, it's closer than you think. New customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets on your first 10 bets. If they don't work out, they'll give you a bet of equal or lesser value for $100 a day in bonus bets for the first 10 days. And the 10% profit boost for new and existing customers on qualifying three-leg parlays. Hey, bet with a brand you trust anywhere in Arkansas. Bet with Oaklawn Sports.
Before we get in our opening drive, I got asked this question yesterday, and on the subject of the offense, wide receivers, and if you want to include tight ends, I don't think a tight end's going to lead you. But who's going to lead you in yards and catches this year? I mean, Andrew got the lion's share of them last season, Andrew Armstrong. You've got so many new faces from Omega Blake to Raylan Sharp. You had CC. Unfortunately, he's out for the year. You think about Cam Shanks. You think about some of the young guys that they have as well, C.J. Brown. They bring back Courtney Crutchfield from Missouri after he started his career there. You got a couple guys in the offseason. I'm forgetting the Florida State transfer that they brought in, and there's one more that they also added as well. I mean,
and you got Monte Harrison, the
soon to be 30-year-old.
Yeah.
I would, if I had to put my money on one guy based on potential, based on maybe where it started, I would say Omega Blake. I think that's a kid that is not only going to start for you this season, but I think based on production, what he was able to do at Charlotte, based on what he was thought to do in Columbia, South Carolina before he transferred, that's who I would hone in on. If you're like on the betting stuff, if you're like, hey, who should I bet on to lead the team in yards this year? That's the guy I would pick.
I would stay away from that bet myself, but
it's hard. You have no idea.
Well, yeah, so you're guessing. You're not, you're not really, predicting. You're not predicting or saying, "Hey, I saw something in spring practice that leads me to believe this guy right here, Omega Blake's going to be." You don't know. You're guessing at this point. And I think Sam Pittman's comments at media days leads us all that they don't know either. So you know what? I bet in that position room, but Bobby Petrino in that position group when the wide receivers are meeting, he doesn't know who in that room is going to turn out to be the number one at this point. So even Taylor Green was a little tight-lipped about that down in Atlanta.
I do think Raylan has a chance, being that he's been a part of the Bobby Petrino offense before, to kind of acclimate quicker than maybe some of the other guys in that room. All right, so we had Brett Norsworthy on yesterday. WHBQ in Memphis does radio afternoons from 3 to 6. Also, Ole Miss pregame. And one of the things we were talking with him about is the Big 12 I don't know if refusal is the right word, but the reports out there that they're not accepting Memphis, despite the Tigers offering like $200 to $250 million to join. Not the Big 12 paying Memphis Memphis paying the Big 12 to be a part of that. So I want to get in that and tie that back in Arkansas here in our opening drive.
And now $250 million reportedly by some and rebuffed. And I thought the most prevalent aspect of it was after 5 years, Memphis agreed that if you don't like us, you can toss us. I mean, it can come down to we don't like the color shirt you got on, and you can get tossed out of the league after 5 years, and they still wouldn't take them. And I said this mostly flippantly Monday, but after I think about it a little bit, I might be a little more serious about it. It's not going to happen. If I'm Greg Sankey, I call Memphis and say, make it $300 million and welcome aboard.
This is the opening drive.
He's joking about that. But you know what I thought about when I listened to him?
There's $300 million is no joking matter, though. You know, don't care who you are.
Well,
Where would Memphis come up with that money?
The late Fred Smith.
$200 million?
Well, combination. I mean, you got alums, you've got him, you've got. And that's a fair question. That's where my mind initially.
Obviously,
went.
they have it, or they wouldn't have offered it.
Mm-hmm. That's
$200 million is $200 million.
That's at least where my mind went.
But you don't know that.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, no, I'm not privy to what's going on behind closed doors with their chancellor, their president, and some of the big time donors.
$200 million is a lot of. That's a lot of cheese.
Of coin.
That's a lot of cheddar.
Coin. So where my mind went is where Arkansas would be, because it's the struggle of, like, you've had success, like all of your other sports, like volleyball isn't the same, softball isn't the same, basketball might be the one sport on this campus that was going to be, just because of in-state talent and the coaches you've had, you were going to be successful in that regardless. But every sport on campus is successful in part to the SEC deal and what Frank Broyles was able to deal with and get done with. What's the legend go with Roy Kramer on Augusta National way back when and signing that
one
deal?
of the places they didn't exactly ink the deal on the front of a golf cart, but you know.
And I don't know if Arkansas would be like in the Memphis zone right now, where they're in the American or something like that. But I mean, they would not be in a good situation if they had not joined the SEC 30 plus years ago.
I mean, yeah, we beat this horse to death, and that's true. And you got in at the right time, and you got a seat at the table. You're at the cool kids table. Maybe you don't deserve to be there, but you're there. And what is it? American Express says membership has its privileges. I think that's an old American Express tagline. One of the credit card companies used to say, membership has its privileges. That's where Arkansas's at with the SEC. They've got the membership. They're benefiting, and everyone that calls in from time to time will get these takes. We ought to leave the SEC and join the Big 12. Was always a pipe. Why in the world would you ever do that? Yes, you're not winning at football, but you're winning in all the other sports. And football is lagging behind, and has really, with the exception of a handful of years since you joined the league. But you're in the right place, and you wouldn't have the stadium you have. You wouldn't probably have that basketball arena, and you might have that baseball park because that's been privately funded, but you wouldn't have a lot of the things you are able to afford up there if it wasn't for membership in the SEC.
But it's almost like you not sacrificed your football program, but it's definitely.
Well, what makes you believe they were going to have huge success elsewhere?
And that's fair. It's just that, like, when I listened to him discuss that yesterday, I'm seeing this report about Memphis and just kind of where they're at, and not a standstill right now, but they're not in the conference that they desire to be in. I'm happy that they joined the league. I'm happy that Frank Broyles made that deal all those years ago. I'm just wondering if this is how it's going to be for the rest of my life and the rest of your life, because you're going to probably die before I do. But
thanks for pointing that out.
Just being honest. Yeah. But is this what we're going to be about the next?
Feel better. Why don't I just take the rest of the show off then and get ready?
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't have that many days left, so you might as well. That's the setup. Sorry, let me rephrase. Is that the setup? Is this what we have?
I'm trying to get past. I'm going to die before you.
Well, that's true.
But go ahead, rephrase.
Tommy Kraft, leave all my earthly possessions to a young Ty Richardson.
That's probably smart on your part.
He's out now. I'm putting it all in your name.
On the will.
You and the baby.
You're 49. I'm 30. I mean, it's just math. And
yeah, but you live a loose lifestyle that I keep it a little more dialed in. So
yeah, okay. But is this what we have to look forward to as a fan? Like, are we just going to be this, like, middling 500 program for the next 20, 30, 40 years? Or are there going to be spikes? Are there going to be bumps like the seasons that we've had in 98, 2002, 2006, 2010, 2011. I mean, it's been 15 years.
Do you think there's a chance revenue sharing creates parity?
No, because I think other schools will go about it and find loopholes like they have the previous half century. I think, and I hope it does. I think our hope is it does, but I don't think it's going to create as much parity.
And the answer is we don't know yet because it hasn't really even been enacted. So let's see. And I know, hey, no one wants, not a great sports talk opinion. Hey, let's wait 3 or 4 years and see what happens. Well, we got to talk about it today. But I think there is a chance that if we put some limits, like Greg Sankey was on with us down at Media Days talking about on NIL beyond, NIL funds and what players can get beyond the revenue sharing, the transfer portal being tightened up. I think some parity can be created if we level the playing field. The one thing we can't do anything about is geography. We can't do anything about population bases. And the reality is the dynamic coach you need to attract talent from near and far hasn't yet arrived in Fayetteville.
Walmart's they built their home office. Amazon's apparently looking at Fort Smith. I mean, there's different big conglomerates and companies that are increasing population, therefore helping more people come here, therefore higher chance of better high school talent, therefore better football program.
Big picture.
Big picture.
Well, you connected a lot of dots
Always a big picture guy here in the Morning Rush.
Yeah, a little fuzzy, a little out of focus, but he's the big picture guy.
It eventually zooms in. You eventually get it right.
Yeah. All right, that's the opening drive brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. They have 25 locations around our listing area. If you need help with financing options to remodel your existing home or maybe build a brand new one from ground up, Farm Credit can help you with that. Go to myaglender.com to find a location near you and financing options that are available. That's myaglender.com, Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. If you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell to your phone, do that today. I was talking with someone yesterday that they didn't have it on their phone yet. Said, here, hand me that phone. Let me get that downloaded. If you need anything cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. You're not ready to go for football season if you don't have the Hit That Line Now app on your phone or device powered by Taco Bell.
All right, when we come back, we got our hog update. We're going to hear from Gage Wood, who's apparently already moved to the Northeast. We'll get to that and more when we return.
Your listeners, I know, are great, but they are fortunate to have you good, hard-working guys. Y'all deliver for your listeners and for your advertisers.
All right, let's leave it right there. I don't think we can top that.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Now I ain't got it for the show, got it made, got it.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6 inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Whenever Ty hits me, well, I gotta show it to the studio.
This is The Morning Rush.
The summer sales drive continues at Wrath Auto Resources. Right now, save up to $6,000 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle, reconditioned and backed by limited warranty. We've got you covered for your service needs as well, with half-off brakes and special financing available for those larger repairs. With our live market painless pricing and non-commissioned sales staff, we're committed to taking the hassle out of buying a quality pre-owned vehicle in the River Valley. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Wrath. Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. WrathAutoFortSmith.com.
Every day brings new possibilities, like which Lux Cravings box you'll get from Taco Bell. Get classics for $5, faves for $7, or pure decadence for $9, now with a new crispy chicken burrito. Tender, juicy chicken battered in tortilla chips and rolled into grilled burrito form. The possibilities. Choose from the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Drinks exclude freeze and stacks extra.
Many leather-bound books. My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Do you want to impress your wife? Then listen up. This is Sarah Ligon, owner of Lux House in Heritage Village. Lux House has everything: furniture, decor, candles, and all things home. I have a full line of custom designed furniture made right here in the USA. Check us out online at luxhouse.live or follow us on Facebook and Instagram. 479-357-0249. Lux House at Heritage Village, Barling. Here to help you stay out of the doghouse for years to come.
I want you in the worst way.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those. 107 down. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody whoop victory. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Really just grateful for this opportunity to be in this situation, but really looking forward to playing in this kind of environment. You know, these fans are rabid. I got to experience that firsthand the other night when Schwarber hit that grand slam. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a long journey ahead, but ready for it, ready to get to work, and I'm excited.
So Gage Wood was selected 26th overall, first round by the Philadelphia Phillies, and evidently it's also moved to Philadelphia. What do you think the culture shock is like? Now Fayetteville's obviously a little bit bigger than Batesville. Batesville to Fayetteville. Now Fayetteville to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. What does that look like? If you're a young man experiencing life on your own for the first time.
I imagine it's probably life in an apartment at this point. He doesn't really know where he'll be, this time next year, with just the way the minor league system works. But yeah, it's a big play. But I mean, let's not act like he's never been out of the city before. He didn't ride a bus up there. So I imagine he'll be just fine. But obviously it's a much different place and a little faster paced lifestyle than what Fayetteville offered.
I think if I was an MLB player and I had my druthers, it'd just be nice to end up. And obviously you get picked where you're selected and everything else, but like somewhere regional like Kansas City or Dallas, and the minor league teams oftentimes are regionally close as well. Those are and I did not look up the Philadelphia single A, double A, triple A, and affiliations and everything else. But you got a lot of, you think just about the number of guys. You had 11 players drafted this past draft for Arkansas, which either broke a record or tied a record. And just the amount of the guys in the majors now. We had a chance to talk with Isaiah Joe this week, and just the last 5 years, four Razorbacks or 4 of the last 5 years, Razorbacks have won an NBA title. It seems like the number just keeps growing exponentially with the number of Razorback baseball players in the minors and then the majors.
So we live here in Northwest Arkansas. If you could move from Fayetteville or Northwest Arkansas to any city that has a major league team, would you choose to leave Fayetteville or move to? Is there a city you'd want to move to? Would you want to go to New York? Would you want to move to L.A.? Chicago's got 2 teams. It's not 30 cities, so it's a little fewer than 30. You got double teams.
Yeah.
In New York, Chicago, the L.A. area. Is there a place you'd rather be than right here?
I don't know, rather be, but I would just like to live somewhere. If I was a talented MLB player or talented college player that got drafted, I would want to go to KC.
No, but I'm just saying, at this point in your life,
Tyler,
not baseball.
30 years old.
Yeah. Would you rather? I mean, I just think about the pace and the traffic and the expense. And let's face it, a lot of big cities aren't exactly the safest place in the world to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that. I don't know that there is one of the. What would there be? 26 or 7 markets for Major League Baseball?
Sounds about right.
I'm not sure there's a one of them I would take. I ain't leaving. Would you want to live in New York, L.A., or Chicago?
Taxes.
Nope.
The taxes implication.
Dallas,
loans.
maybe.
No.
Kansas City would probably be my first choice.
I like visiting Dallas. I wouldn't want to live in Dallas.
Traffic's awful. Yeah. Cost of living's awful.
Tell you, NWA. I know it's.
If you're making a Major League Baseball, if you're making, you just signed for $3 million or he's a little over that for Gage. I think I can learn to deal with it. But man, you talk that'd be the culture shock for me. Now I'm not at the same station in life he's at, but
you've never been out of the state, have you? You've never
lived out of the state. No, I've never received mail outside of Arkansas.
Colton, have you?
Nope.
Okay. I guess it's different. Like you said, different stage of life. You got 3 kids. You've been here your whole life.
I don't want to live I want to visit Miami.
Oh yeah, that sounds awful.
San Diego.
Michael says
you get about a 200 square foot apartment for about $500,000.
Michael said he's always been jealous of his cousin that lives in Cincinnati because when he's bored, he gets to go to a Reds game. Tickets are cheap. Again, a lot of places.
Could I interest you in Detroit, sir? No, I mean, exactly.
Flying in there for the first time. Never flown into Detroit. Doing that this November.
You never what?
Flown into Detroit.
Okay.
What did I say? Flown?
Yeah,
Flown.
Before we dove into the topic, I want to make sure we had it right.
I just mispronounced it. That happens pretty regularly on this show. All right, that's your hog update here on a Thursday. It's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
If you're planning that trip to Northwest Arkansas, talking about football games, what'd you say we are,
37
days away? We haven't got all your hotel reservations booked. The Inn at the Mill is talking to Jennifer there. Still got some weekend availability for the upcoming football season, but you better call now. 479-443-1800 is the number. Big weekends like Notre Dame are getting pretty tight, but even taking out to Auburn in the A&M game, 443-1800 to book your room at the Inn at the Mill, just off the Johnson exit in Northwest Arkansas.
Rankings-wise, home games in Fayetteville. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Notre Dame, A&M, Auburn, Missouri, Mississippi State. Is that the proper rankings for the 5 most prominent games in Fayetteville?
What are you basing that on?
On games that people want to go to?
think you're way off. I mean, you mentioned the conference games. And I think Notre Dame is one just because of the novelty of it. So
I think what's wild is rare is it that you have a game on your schedule non-conference that you want to win more than SEC games, but Notre Dame's 2 this year. Texas is 1, Notre Dame's 2. For some, Notre Dame's even at 1. But you got Notre Dame above all these other SEC schools that you want to beat.
Yeah. When do you think the odds come out, like on Bet Saracen for the individual games? When do we see Alabama A&M? Right now, we can go to Bet Saracen and see win totals for the year. Won't be long. We'll be getting NFL preseason games,
up, right? Maybe 2 weeks out.
I think a couple weeks out. So if you haven't got the Bet Saracen app, be sure and do that, and you can have that ready to go. There's a lot of stuff on there for Major League Baseball, WNBA, and more. That's BetSaracen.com.
Morning Rush Daily Question when we come back as we continue on a Thursday.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6-inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
I shouldn't have hit the guy. That's it. That's all I got to say.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
I finally made it down to Shangri-La Cafe. I've been meaning to do it for a while. Gotta say, it was very, very good food.
All you need at Shangri-La is some onion rings and a piece of pie. Everything else is bonus, right?
Exactly. Well, I'm going to say this. My wife absolutely loved the peanut butter pie. I had a club, and my wife and daughter had the 3-piece fish and absolutely loved it.
Shangri-La Resort in beautiful Mount Ida, Arkansas. A touch of paradise and a boatload of fun.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Join the one and only NBA champ Jalen Williams and OBI for a special blood drive at the Fort Smith Convention Center, July 24th from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Donate blood and score a limited edition J. Will t-shirt plus 50+ lucky donors, and up to 3 guests each will have a chance to meet J. Will and snap a photo with the legend. Save lives, one day, one legend, one pint at a time. Spots are limited, so book now at obi.com/events.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at CarpathSocial.com.
How you dealing with the heat right now? I think everybody's got a little bit of a different approach. I mean, it is just miserably hot in the afternoons. You getting your outside stuff done early? You just powering through with a lot of water and electrolytes? Or are you just saying, to hell with it, I'm going to stay in the air conditioning? Whatever it is can wait. How you dealing with the heat out there? Because sometimes you just got to get in and brave it.
Well, it is National Refreshment Day.
Yeah,
I drink
I was
a lot.
looking through our holidays today. You know, so do you just take you a cold refreshment? And I know you're going to scoff at me and you're going to make fun, but you know, there's a point where it just gets too hot to even drink beer out there.
Well, I typically drink water on the golf course rather than beer. I think it's the cold towel on the neck.
Your body is a temple. I forget.
Yeah. That goes without saying. But the cold towel on the neck, that was something I remember. My dad was one of the most liked parents on my soccer team growing up because he would bring these cold ice, which is like the simplest thing as a parent. You fill up a cooler, you put ice and water in it, and you toss a bunch of raggedy old towels. And when we're playing in Arkansas in the heat of 90 to 100 plus degrees.
You can't expect me to put a raggedy old towel on my neck.
Well, it feels
Come
good.
on now.
It feels good.
I want a new cloth.
No, you want the old one. It's got character on there. But that's my thing. I got a nice cold or maybe just a damp towel on the neck. That's how I stay cool in the summer.
Put a little peppermint seasoning or not seasoning, extract or something like that. A little vanilla in there. You get a little nice aroma that comes off those towels. I've seen that done before where they put a little it's like peppermint extract or something in there. So cold towel on the neck.
I can't say that he ever did that.
Well,
that's news to me.
That's next level right there. That's how you do it. Right now I'm dealing with it with cold water and then add the electrolyte packets just because seems like it comes, just the sweat pours out faster than you could pour in the water right now if you're out there any amount of time. So just be careful. We're getting dangerous heat right now. I was talking with my brother who's works at APAC, and he said they're having safety meetings every day, just trying to make sure the guys that are out working on the roads and doing things with APAC stay safe out there. He goes, you wouldn't believe how many packets of electrolytes we're darn near forcing these guys to take them because we don't want them falling out. We would keep them safe. So I feel for the guys that can't escape it. It is just, it's miserable out there.
My whole thing, and I when I worked in landscaping, is I worked with guys that would wear like lawn sleeves, and I know you shield yourself from the sun, but I just get hot and sticky when I wear either pants or lawn sleeve T-shirts unless it's a certain type of material. So that's how some
that
people
sunburn though. I think you do stay cool because once that sweat kind of cools off a little bit. But yeah, though it's like Under Armour or something like that. You wear as an undershirt in the long sleeve. I see a lot of guys doing that this time of year.
Gavin
keep
says
the sun off of them.
Gavin says my need for money because he works outside outweighs my comfort. Him texting in on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, so he just he deals with it. You're gonna have to how do you say that? Ammonia towel that Michael texted in.
That would be ammonia, sir.
Ammonia. What is that?
Ammonia is a chemical that generally is used in refrigerant, but it's a cleaning agent in many ways. It's a household chemical. You've never heard of ammonia?
I've heard of.
You get knocked out on a football field, they come out with the ammonia tablet to wake you up. It's got a very pungent odor.
Okay.
Yeah.
JT in Hot Springs says his sister-in-law is a pharmacist. She says drink 3 times the amount of water as you drink the electrolytes. So let's see. She says to drink 3 times as much water as you drink the electrolytes.
All right.
So as in drink 3 bottles of water versus 1 Gatorade? Is that what that means?
I don't even drink the Gatorades. I just put the little packet in the bottle of water. Can you overdo it with the electrolytes?
Probably, because there's sugar in there too.
No, these are sugar-free.
You get the sugar-free ones. Those don't always taste. The sugar-free stuff just doesn't taste good. Coke Zero's.
I thought you didn't drink them.
Didn't drink what?
The electrolyte packets.
Yeah, but in general, rule of thumb, sugar-free stuff does not taste good. Versus the original.
Yeah.
Because sugar's crack. It tastes good. That's why people get addicted to it. But
True.
Rule of thumb, they don't taste good.
These are not bad.
They're not bad? Okay, well, I'll be the judge of that. Seth in Fort Smith. My dad worked farms his whole life, and he's always worn lawn sleeves during the summer because the sun hits you directly, it drains your energy out. Wearing lawn sleeve shirts actually helps you keep you cool. It does not heat up. I didn't know that. Thank you, Seth. He also adds you can absolutely overdo it with electrolytes. They are sodium, and too much sodium actually is the opposite and can make your body dehydrate.
I remember back in the day, Dad would always tell me they make you take salt tablets. They would not give you water at football practice. Back in my day, not back in my day, back in my dad's day, and they'd give you salt tablets before practice and no water breaks.
We need the Coach Boone clip from Remember the Titans. Yeah. Are you thirsty? You need water. Water's for the weak. Are you weak? That's ugh. Don't miss that. You got kids. I mean, unfortunately, we've had some incidents in Arkansas where a kid either passed out or, in some cases, it's passed away. So you can't.
That's dangerous.
You can't do that anymore.
Why we don't have 2-a-days in football practice anymore? Yeah, heat stroke is a very dangerous.
I do not miss that.
Pace yourself out there.
PSA.
I
Morning Rush.
Feel for one. I mean, because. Like I said, the need for money sometimes outweighs your desire to be in the air conditioning. And when you work outdoors this time of the year, it is dangerous. So be careful out there.
What is the electric light brand that you use? Austin uses LMNT.
The one I've got right now is Gatorade. I just bought it at Sam's. There was a box and it was on sale, so I grabbed it. There's another one we bought last year, and it came in a bag, and it had a bunch of little packets in it. But I don't think I have any loyalty to one brand of electrolyte.
Jesse says he's on roofs and attic spaces every day. He just sucks it up and does it, and then he complains about it like a real man.
Oh, I can't imagine. Can you imagine crawling up in the attic right now and having to work up there for any extended period of time?
No.
Oh.
One summer of landscaping was enough for me to know that I'm a...
best motivator ever, wasn't it?
Oh, that's what my dad said.
Yeah.
You're
a candy butt? Is that what you found out?
My dad doesn't swear. I am a candy ass. You said candy butt. I'm very hand up. We'll admit that. I'm soft. Happy to voice that once again. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Number 1 indoor golf destination. Tommy talking about the heat. Well, the good thing is if you stop by Cart Pass Social, it is indoors. They can keep it climate controlled. AC is all over that building. And one more day, Tuesday, 9 to 5, this upcoming Tuesday, $25 an hour per bay. Not per person, per bay, which is a very big July special that Christian Olsen and Nate Garehan have been running. So stop by and see him. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Birthday parties, corporate events, team exercises. Go by and see him or go to cartpasssocial.com. It's always BYOB at Cart Pass Social. Speaking of hot, I don't know if you saw this. I know it's hot across Arkansas, but it's hotter in Dallas, Texas. Have you seen the pictures and videos of Landman that's been filming? I've gotten some pictures and videos of friends that live in Dallas. We were talking about MLB places that we might move to, in Dallas being one of them, but they're filming right now. I'm sure you've seen those
pictures where they have been at the, I guess, Choctaw Casino in Durant, and some photos of the crew there. So I guess they've done some filming there as well.
Michelle Randolph, yeah. Her and Allie Larder just gambling on that. Gambling. Man, that was a great picture. That'd be fun to just, like, I've always, and I know they've shot different films and they've shot different things in Arkansas before, which we always think it's cool. Whether it's in Northwest Arkansas, there's been things in Little Rock. This wasn't shot in Little Rock, but remember in The Firm, Tom Cruise, when he goes to Gary Busey's office, I'm forgetting the name of both those guys in the actual movie, and his law firm or whatever he was based in Little Rock. And I just thought that was cool. Yeah. Or in, I think it's the Jonathan Taylor Thomas movie. It's not Where the Wild Things Are. Maybe that is it, but they based it out of like what Fort Smith used to look like 100 years ago or whatever. I always think that's cool, but I just thought that a few of these scenes and stuff, being that's pretty close and a show that we both enjoy, was kind of sweet.
The Firm, wasn't that the one based on a Memphis law firm?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But Busey was based in Little Rock or whatever, got shot, and ended up dying. Are you excited? I can't even. I guess I remember how that season ended. Are you excited for this upcoming season whenever it comes out?
I'm looking forward to watching it.
It's too much time. We've talked about this. Too much time in between seasons. You got to rattle these things off as quick as possible when you're in the midst of season 1. Start season 2 production.
Well, how do you know it's going to be a success?
Take a chance. Take a gamble. Waste 50,
with whose money?
Waste 50. The studios.
Oh yeah,
the studios.
Yeah, free money. Right?
It's just you just take advantage.
Yeah. What do you want to do for lunch today? Anything sound good? How about Art's Barbecue? Be a good place on a Thursday. I think they got the 3rd rack of ribs and a side with that. Probably go with their house cut fries or maybe some onion rings. You can try that out. That's a lunch special today. I'm telling you, it's a great place. And if a burger sounds good, Saturdays is Burger Day at Art's. That's where you get $1 off all the burgers. They've got a variety of them. I like the one that they chop the brisket and put that on top with the caramelized onions. That's really good. Or you can just get the straight up bacon cheeseburger there, and I'm telling you, you won't find a better burger in town. It's Art's Barbecue, $1 off burgers on Saturday, cold beer and a burger. That'd be a good way to beat the heat on Saturday at Art's Barbecue, Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith, or call ahead 452-2550. They'll have it ready at their drive-up window. Art's Barbecue, Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
We had a chance to talk with Brett Norsworthy yesterday, who Arkansas graduate, does sports radio in Memphis, pre- and post-game in Ole Miss as well. Talked a little bit about that Ole Miss game. Luke Haas will not be playing against Arkansas. Fractured his ankle, had surgery according to multiple reports. I've kind of wondered what players' thoughts and mentalities are ahead in that game on campus. I was listening to Fernando Carmona Jr. earlier this week, who was on DJ Williams' 4th and 5 podcast, and here's what he just said about maybe the revenge factor heading that game.
It was really extremely disrespectful, especially it being on our field. And I think everyone in the building that was here last year knows what week 3 will look like and what that practice will look like. And we will get our revenge.
You played them both games close in Oxford. You got walloped last year in Fayetteville. And 3 guys left Fayetteville to go to Oxford. Don't be surprised if they win that game. Especially against the first-year starting quarterback, who that will be his first home game that he'll start in Oxford and Vaught Hemingway.
Imagine being 3-1 with Notre Dame coming into town, 4-1 or something like that, headed or be undefeated headed into Notre Dame, maybe 4-1 at your bye week. I think a lot of people will be excited about where you're at. Hey, real quick, we're talking about staying cool. How about neck deep in your own pool in your own backyard? Burton Pools and Spas has the summer clearance event going on right now. Not too late to swim in your own backyard this summer with a Doughboy Somerville above-ground pool, just over $7,000, and you get a 5-year warranty with that. We'll talk about low-maintenance fiberglass plunge pools start at under $40,000. Burton Pools and Spas, Springdale, Fort Smith, Hot Springs in Greenland, and online at burtonpools.com.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6-inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanar.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
The summer sales drive continues at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, save up to $6,000 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle, reconditioned and backed by a limited warranty. We've got you covered for your service needs as well, with half-off brakes and special financing available for those larger repairs. With our live market painless pricing and non-commissioned sales staff, we're committed to taking the hassle out of buying a quality pre-owned vehicle in the River Valley. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
The difference between an average morning and a Hardee's morning is hearty goodness that lasts till lunchtime. Like Hardee's smoked sausage biscuit. Split Hillshire Farm smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. And our Frisco breakfast sandwich with cherrywood smoked bacon or ham on toasted sourdough. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Join the one and only NBA champ Jalen Williams and OBI for a special blood drive at the Fort Smith Convention Center, July 24th from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Donate blood and score a limited edition J. Will t-shirt plus 50+ lucky donors, and up to 3 guests each will have a chance to meet J. Will and snap a photo with the legend. Save lives, one day, one legend, one pint at a time. Spots are limited, so book now at obi.com/events.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home, quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at AAABM.com or call us at 471-1771.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, dangerous heat and humidity is settling in. We're looking at high temperatures this afternoon into the upper 90s, a heat index approaching 110. Mainly clear, mid-70s tonight, and blazing sunshine back with us Friday, a high well into the middle 90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Colorworks. Whether it's the weather or just life, call Andy at Colorworks Paint and Body for all your auto body repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair. KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 37 days. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
Still fly under Saturday lights and a razorback sky. From Magazine's Peak to the Delta Plains, one question, man, it'll never change. Will Taylor and Green throw a dart softball? Oh, a dang old drink make us hit that wall. Will we be better worse or just the same? We still will pick through the joy and pain. Maybe this is our year. What's his name? Lane stole your place, man. What a crying shame. The Hawks roll in, the crowd goes wild. If they win 9 games, I'll rename my child. So tell me, Sam, before I go insane, better worse or just the same.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
All right, it's hour number 2 of the Morning Rush here on a Thursday. Better, worse, or the same. We talked about the offense in hour 1. We feel like Taylor's going to be better. The offensive line's going to be better. Running back's going to be the same, and the wide receivers and tight ends going to be worse. So kind of a 50-50 split, of course, of sorts. Tom Murphy's going to join us. I want to get his thoughts on about some of the position groups and amongst other things, and also just this Ole Miss Arkansas dynamic heading into week 3 as well.
Yeah, and going to be a fun conversation with Tom coming up. A couple things I want to pass along here. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue, celebrating and starting their 7th year a little bit later this year. Doing something a little bit different, and want to make sure that the menu kind of reflects kind of where they're at as a restaurant. Chef Jazz thought it would be kind of fitting to have a family-style wine and bourbon dinner. They're going to have that coming up, so you want to make your reservations. Called Best of Both Worlds. And you can get in on that as well. That's coming up, this month as well. Also, just generally being on the patio at Uncorked is an outstanding place to be. You can try some nice, refreshing afternoon drinks at Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue. Great things, just kind of refresh you and cool you down. Sit inside the air conditioning, have a great, what I like to say, go there for adult conversations. So it's not too loud. They don't have blaring music. It's a great place to have just kind of a quiet afternoon to end your day. Phoenix Avenue next to Sody's in Fort Smith. Great place for date night on the weekends with your significant other or that special someone. Make reservations at uncorkthefort.com. It's all at Uncorked, Phoenix Avenue next to Sody's in Fort Smith. One of our favorite places to hang out. Later today, if you are in the Fort Smith area, they're going to have a parade to celebrate Jalen Williams and Isaiah Joe, who was with us yesterday. If you missed that, you can go to hitthatline.com and find that interview from yesterday. You going to go out 6:30 tonight for the parade, or you going downtown for the parade?
Yeah, I'm going to make it there at some point. Try and go a little before and a little after as well.
All right. Today, you can go to the Fort Smith Convention Center. Jalen Williams and the Blood Institute going to have a special blood drive going on right now till 1:30 today. You can score a limited edition J. Will T-shirt while supplies last. 50 lucky donors, and maybe a few more than that, plus up to 3 guests will get to meet Jalen, snag a photo with the NBA champ, plus 10 lucky donors will win free merchandise and gear autographed by J. Will as well. That's today till 1:30. Be a lifesaver, give a pint, gain a memory, and meet a legend. Spots are limited, so reserve your donation at obi.org/events. That's obi.org/events. That's today to 1:30 with the Arkansas Blood Institute.
Call it a bounce-back barbecue. Hotter than last year, but not quite smoking yet. Better? Yes. Great? Let's not start printing SEC titles just yet.
All right, so we asked Chat what he thought about this upcoming season. Now we can ask our friend Tom Murphy, who always joins us on Thursdays, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Tom, we kind of kicked around the idea of better, worse, or the same with the offense in hour number one. We settled on Talon and the offense being better, running backs being the same, wide receivers, tight ends being worse. Kind of what is your sense? What is your feeling about this offense heading into 2025?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, I think I'm pretty down with what you just said. Overall, I think Taylor's going to be better. Just a little bit higher percentage, maybe cut down on the interceptions a little, speed up his processing and delivery. Receiver core, yeah. Although he just honed in on Andrew Armstrong so much, except in the red zone. And then, overall, yeah, probably a little bit of a drop off, but if Taylor's better, somebody's going to be catching the ball. So anyway, running backs, yeah, maybe about the same. Love some Jaquindon Jackson, and I thought that was a good combination with him and Braylon Russell, Rashad Dubinion. But now, Rodney Hill's back for another year, and he has his uses for sure. And then I think between Russell and Washington, you got a pretty good 1-2, and then you got A.J. Green. So, yeah, I think saying maybe about the same would apply to them. Tight ends, they really like Rohan Jones. But it depends on, are they going to block a lot? I mean, I think we're going to see a good amount of 12 personnel with a couple tight ends in there. So we'll just see how it goes. I mean, they had their touchdowns in spurts, 4 of them against Mississippi State and all, but I guess it wasn't enough to suit Luke Haas, and he's out of here.
Yeah. I just wanted you to talk about, personnel groupings. How much can we see 4 wide or even empty with 5? Do they have an offensive line they feel like they could trust to block what they need to block up with only 5? I think there's some times where Bobby Petrino would like to get 5 wide and go empty, but I don't know that you can protect well enough to do that.
Well, that's a great question. When that's going to be in the bag somewhere, you have to practice it. But yeah, and the last scrimmage we saw, because they didn't have the red-white game, the last scrimmage the defense was throwing so many things at them that they struggled a little bit. Xavier Story had a fantastic scrimmage that day, rushing the passer a good bit. Quincy Rhodes had a couple of sacks to my memory. And the O-line struggled a little bit. But to hear Bobby Petrino and Sam Pittman talk about it midway through spring, they thought they were going to be an upgrade on the O-line. So we'll see how that truly pans out. But they really need to be better at tackle, because if you're better at tackle, so many things flow from that. So many other things you can do with, your pulling and, the type of blocking you do. So we'll see. But that's going to be one of the biggest questions is Arkansas better up front this year?
Yeah, because you need to be in a situation where you don't have to use a tight end merely to block. And that if you come in and cover him up, that's exactly what they're going to do. Because I think the more they spread the field, the more they can force defenders out of the box, Tom. I think it's going to open up running lanes for Taylor Green when they can hold their blocks, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and if the wide receivers can't get open, I think he can get you 5 to 7 or 5 to 8 yards, or maybe a first down when you need it with his legs. We know he's good enough, but you got to be able to hold the block long enough to make that breakdown happen so that the lane opens up.
Exactly. And to me, this is all a big cat and mouse game. SEC teams are going to be well prepared. They're going to have they're going to have fast guys, whether it's safeties down the box who are spying Talon or responsible for Talon in the run game. And if you can block it up with your 5, it opens up so many other things. If Talon takes advantage of single coverage because guys are down in the box or spying, then they'll have to compensate for that. So it's really the SEC will find your weaknesses, and then you have to correct those and move on. And that's one of the great gifts that Bobby Petrino has is he can spot weaknesses, he can spot trends, he can remember things that happen in other games and exploit those to probably a better degree than a lot of offensive coordinators out there.
So does it really boil down to, can you block 4 with 6 or 4 with 5, or can you block 3 with 5 this year? I mean, can you stop someone sending 3 with your 5 blockers? I don't say that's the crux of the season, but that's going to go a long ways to figuring it out.
Yeah, it really will. And that's just, that's typical modern offense versus defense is they're going to send enough guys to route your quarterback or move them around. And if you can protect that, then you've got the advantage because you have better numbers on the back end. So that's going to play out this season. And it's all about winning one-on-one matchups and not having breakdowns.
Tom Murphy with us, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Lewis Automotive Group Hotline. Tom, you mentioned weaknesses. In your best opinion, you know this roster. I know things change with injuries and positions that may get switched around come fall. But what is the biggest weakness of this football team?
Oh, I would say they have got to identify pass rushers. And if teams say Quincy Rhodes, we're not going to let him beat us, and then you don't have a premier pass rusher, then you've got to be creative. And I think they're already prepared to send those linebackers. Sam Pittman talked about that in Atlanta at media days, that he feels so confident in that linebacker crew, they're going to do more with them. And that's going to be sending them. And we saw that Story has been effective as a rusher. And, but Brad Spence was a great rusher. They don't have him now, but maybe Bradley Shaw, maybe Tavion Wallace, some of the new guys, can make that happen as well. But identifying a pass rusher, and then with Ismail Cece out, who's going to be the guy? I mean, is Omega Blake? Is Courtney Crutch? Who? Sharp, Shanks, the slot guys. Who's going to pick up the big receptions you need? Who's going to convert on third downs? Those are questions that need to be asked, and then a little bit of depth in the secondary. So I'd say, kind of in that order, a major pass rusher, go-to receivers, and then just depth at safety. I mean, they have some guys like Shakur Smalls they added since spring ended, but can they contribute and help the Larry Worth and the Miguel Mitchells and the Kobe Wooden in the secondary?
Tom, one of the things we like broad football wise that we were kind of kicking around this week is like, are you going to see more Arkansas fans in Little Rock week 2 or Memphis week 4? Both close to a lot of Eastern and Central Arkansans. What do you think?
I haven't thought about that very much, but I'm sure that Arkansas will be well represented at the Memphis game. Will buy up more than their allotment, I would assume. But in terms of percentage of the crowd, I mean, you got to go with the Little Rock game, I think, even though that could be, I don't know what that will wind up. You think that'll wind up 60-40 Arkansas, or I'm not sure how the tickets are going to be allotted and what that's going to look like.
Yeah, and I just wonder if the Arkansas State game will be a full house. I think that's a reasonable question. They're still attempting to sell tickets. I don't think this matchups is, and maybe it's because the teams aren't projected to be, at their best in the last 5 or so years, but there's still tickets available, and I don't hear a lot of people just, and maybe when we get closer they will, but hey, this is a circle the game must go event. Arkansas State, first time ever. I don't think the historical factor of it's, from what I could tell, just talking to people in the street, that's not resonating and creating demand.
Well, I think both schools need to pump it up a little bit more. We haven't seen a ton of publicity, so to speak, revolving around that game. So hopefully in the coming months, 6 weeks, they'll do better. By the way, I need to correct myself. I said Colby Wooden again a minute ago. It's Caleb Wooden, obviously. I was referencing the former Auburn, what was he, a D lineman, D end, or rush guy. So my bad.
So, no problem there. 10:13, talking to Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Whole Hog Sports. Camp opens up August 1st. I know that, after coming off media days, they're putting the finishing touches on everything. Sam Pittman said he didn't have the answers at wide receiver. Wasn't going to pretend like he did. To me, that's one of the first things we got to figure out coming out of camp, and some of the first questions to Bobby Petrino when he's available, or to Sam Pittman when he talks, is where are we at with wide receiver, and who's making a name for themselves.
That's a great point, because CC, I think they list him at maybe 6'1", something like that. But we're used to seeing, when you've had a succession of Traylon Burks and Andrew Armstrongs and Tesla's, these guys are 6'3", 6'4". We've gotten kind of used to that. And the quote best guys that we know of on this team, guys like Raylan Sharp and Shanks, they're more like 6 foot and 5'11" and 5'10" and stuff. So to me, Antonio Jordan has a chance. He's not super fast, but he's going to catch you a lot of 50-50 balls. He has a chance. I think Blake, he's 6'2", 6'3", so he certainly ran with the ones a lot, and he'll get a shot as well. I think Courtney Crutchfield's 6'2", but he's got to move up the charts. I saw him in spring, like lingering at the back of the line and stuff like that. I'd like to see a little bit more aggressiveness out of him, being the hype he came out of high school with. But you're absolutely right. Sorting out receiver, who are going to be the 7 or 8 who travel, are big questions early in camp.
Tommy mentioned camp. Tom, I know it's always hot this time of year. We were joking around. How do you keep up? How do you stay hydrated? Tommy's an electric light guy. What are you going to do here in about a week from now when we're out in the hot sun and for these next few weeks? What is Tom Murphy doing to stay hydrated?
Well, given my health issues, I carry around about a 32-ounce thing of water these days, and I'll probably put some electrolytes into it during camp. And that's another thing I wanted to comment on. I'm talking about guys on the roster, but y'all know I missed about half of the spring. I was still recovering. Mm-hmm. And when you have so much turnover like Arkansas did, I've got to play catch up. I've got to play, who's in what numbers. Don't mistake Caleb Wooden for Colby Wooden. You know what I mean? Stop making those mistakes. But I think that's true with the Arkansas fan base, is getting to know this roster. Part of that is our job, going out and covering it, putting their names in the paper, talking about them on radio and stuff. But it's also reflective of today's football and so much roster turnover. Arkansas has had some of the greatest attrition numbers in the last 2-3 years in the SEC as anybody. But I don't know. It also makes it kind of fun. How are these guys going to fit together? Sam Pittman seems energized, or at least encouraged by, you have a returning quarterback. They trust the ground game. They feel like they're going to find receivers, and they feel like with Travis Williams and the things they did in spring, that they're going to be able to create pressure on quarterbacks. Even if they don't have a big-name pass rusher, they're going to find a way. So there's somewhat encouragement and hope about this roster, but it's such a difficult SEC schedule that, that always kind of looms over you. But I don't know. I'm pretty energetic and fired up for the start of camp.
And he's got a new hip. He doesn't have this knife that's just stabbing his hip for 4 months during a season. I know he was happy to have that off-season surgery. He got asked about that at media days, so he's probably rejuvenated in that regard. Tom, we'll leave it there, man. Good stuff as always, and we look forward to talking with you next week as we get closer to fall camp in this season.
Sounds great. See y'all.
All right, Tom Murphy with us every Tuesday and Thursday here on the Morning Rush from Whole Hog Sports to the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. APAC and Standard Materials Group, they're your number one source for top-quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete. Whether you're working on a small residential project or a large-scale commercial job, APAC is the one that's got you covered, and no job's too big or too small for them. Their construction consultant services will ensure you're always on the right track for your job. 479-587-3300 for all your rock, asphalt, and ready-mix needs. APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300.
Got some text here back to the electrolytes. Greg Fermitas suggests, Tommy, the Under Armour liquid IV packets that have zero sugar. Gavin suggests liquid IV or Squinchers as the other as the other suggestions that you should try.
Liquid IV, I think, is the other one we buy. I don't know. Sam's has a couple. I buy them. Different ones you can buy.
Different products. Take advantage again. Stay hydrated. Whatever you do, doesn't matter if you're in the blue collar type of industry or white collar. Like this text, this was a funny message from Teddy on our YouTube saying, "Gentlemen, I was a bricklayer and roofer for years, and he got used to the heat. The guys that complain about the heat are the ones that sit in the air conditioner
100%.
all day.
100%.
Teddy, no pushback on that. No pushback.
Part of the problem. We're not acclimated to it.
Yeah, that's a fair point made by Teddy watching us on YouTube. Do you know what we've talked about 37 days out from the upcoming football season? That makes it what was that, Colton? 43, 42 days out from the NFL season, being that they'll start that game Thursday night. Do you know what the best sound is during the NFL season? Do you know what it is?
I'm gonna guess something around the Red Zone channel.
Okay. Yes, you're correct.
7 hours of commercial-free football start now.
Well, here's the problem. So it's been affordable for a number of years. You can go about it different ways. You can buy the Red Zone for like $15 a month or $30 a month, whatever it is. You can forge a student email and go about it that way. You can buy the overall package from either DirecTV or others. But apparently, Tommy, ESPN is trying to purchase the NFL Network and Red Zone. They're close to doing it for like $2 billion.
Yep.
So like everything else in life, when costs go up, whether someone's buying something from someone else or anything else, that's going to get passed on to the customer. So the affordability factor that I've enjoyed with Red Zone for the last, 4 or 5 years, my Packers fandom has dwindled as my fantasy football team consumes my life during the college football season. Just know that that's coming. And I guess inflation is just part of life, but as I read these different things about what projected Red Zone and ESPN and cable prices and everything else are going, it makes my heart a little sad. As a sports fan, that what we treasure so much is just continuing to rise in cost. But I guess that's everything.
That's everything right now. And, I'm not a sit and watch 7 hours Red Zone guy, but if you don't have a game you want to watch, it is a great option. Part of the problem with the Red Zone channel is DirecTV, who's had it. Now it's YouTube TV. The satellite TV business is dying quickly. I mean, you talk about something that out of COVID, when they put fiber internet in all of rural America, more or less, satellite TV is just all but done.
Mm-hmm.
And, Dish had the one version of Red Zone, Direct had the other. And there was, I always thought that was weird. There was 2 different Red Zone channels depending on what your provider was.
Andrew Siciliano and Scott Hansen.
Right. I mean, so depending on which one you were watching, I always watched the one with Siciliano because I had DirecTV for a number of years. And I don't know. I don't have YouTube TV, so I don't know. What that product looks like. I guess it's the Scott Hansen version. So I'm not sure why.
And maybe Stephen A. down the road with ESPN buying it.
I'm telling you, that's a tough job. The Red Zone deal, to keep up with all that, to know what's going on in all the games.
Can't pee.
You got to have
7 hours.
You got to have a good team there. Behind you producing that, and feeding you information and all that stuff. But it's a highly watched product, and that's why ESPN wants it.
Yeah.
A lot of people watch it.
I mean, from about 11:55 a.m. to 7:15 p.m. every Sunday during the NFL season, I'm consuming about 5,000 calories and going to the restroom 3 times and just doing nothing.
So will they keep it commercial free?
They better.
Well, so
what? Have riots.
Well, or what will the cost be for the subscription?
I think it's probably going to end up doubling or tripling, which stinks. But I guess, like you said,
triple. I mean, you got to price it within market demand. I mean, within the pricing models. I mean,
but they're also
tripling isn't going to work.
But they're also having to pay a significant amount of money, and we're seeing other things. Obviously, we're seeing games in the NFL move to net. I get frustrated. Playoff games are going to Netflix. You've got different Christmas games and everything else, and you're having to pay for Peacock and everything else because the NFL realizes the craving is so great for fantasy football and NFL fans that they can still make money on top of the cable subscriptions and everything else.
Delivery model's changing. That's the deal. The delivery, and they're slowly but certainly training us as consumers on how they want us to consume their product. and it will be through Netflix. It will be. ESPN's coming out, and we're going to be telling you more. They unveiled it at SEC Media Days, but it's coming this fall, and we've been working behind the scenes here with the people in Bristol on their new direct-to-consumer product. That's essentially what's eventually going to be the model, as much as you can, is direct-to-consumer, or NFL directly to ESPN, and you pay. There's no middleman. There's no Dish. There's no YouTube TV. It's direct. So you'll pay ESPN, who's in 50-50 partnership, if you will, with the NFL. NFL probably doesn't want to create the distribution channels themselves, so they'll need someone that experience, and no one has more digital platform experience in streaming TV than ESPN and Disney, and that's why they're making this partnership. But direct-to-consumer is going to be a term you hear, DTC. Be ready this fall. You're going to hear a lot more about it because ESPN's got a whole new platform coming out, and they spoke with they had a display on and a presentation on that at Media Days for all of us to see, and that's the way of the world. That's the new wave. Direct to consumer.
Chris in Fayetteville says YouTube TV offers Red Zone for just $10 a month. I know part of that subscription is getting a cheaper offer, but more money coming in. It's a flowing.
Couple things to remind you of. We're going to be in Harrison next Tuesday, as we're going to have halftime is going to be on location at the North Arkansas Partnership for Health Education. We're going to be up there July the 29th from 7:30 to 4 at Signature Bank Community Center, sponsored by NAFI and RAD. The important event for the community comes together for real conversation on substance use prevention, because a stronger, healthier community starts with awareness. They're going to have breakfast and lunch provided. Space is limited, so you can register now at 870-849-7300. That's 849-7300. Again, halftime's going to be there live next week, and that's from 11 to 2. But this event goes all day from 7:30 to 4 at the Signature Bank Community Center. Reserve your spot, 849-7300 in Harrison.
All right, when we return, SEC update, we're going to get into some of the dynamics between the Big Ten and the Southeastern Conference. Another Georgia player, actually not even a player, a commit, has been arrested. Plus, where Darren McFadden lines up on the SEC quarter-century team. That's next.
I think they said people are going to show up to the bakery district to enjoy some food, just kind of mingle.
At least it won't be hot.
I mean, that's some good sarcasm right there. That's a really good sarcasm.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Somebody pour me a drink, somebody pour me a smoke.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BODY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BODY to 321-321. That's BODY to 321-321.
This is the Morning Rush.
Now at Hardee's, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5. Mix and match your favorite flavors like buttermilk ranch, honey mustard, and spicy. Endless combinations start with 2 warm tortillas, each filled with 100% white meat, juicy on the inside, crispy on the outside, hand-breaded chicken tenders. Any 2 wraps, now just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. These items only. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included. Visit restaurant for details.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place. This crispy chicken is from a taco place? Hey, this crispy chicken's from Taco Bell? The taco place? This chicken is so perfectly crispy with tortilla chip coating. It's from a taco place. What? It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
East Coast summers living on the run. Now the beachfront nights, 5,000 thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season right around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. BetOnline, the game.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
What would you say the game is you're most looking forward to?
Old Miss. I need him.
What about that?
I need him, man.
Cootis?
I hear me in the heart, and I think that's why I can't wait for week 3.
I'm so happy a player actually was honest about what game he was looking forward to. You don't get that now in today's day and age. Fernando Carmona Jr. was talking with DJ Williams earlier this week, talking about that matchup where 3 former Razorbacks are now on this Ole Miss team. Unfortunately, Luke Has doesn't look like he's going to play in that game with his ankle surgery, so Jalen Braxton and his former teammate also, and Patrick Kudus, Memphis kid, is going to be on that team as well.
Boy, did he do us wrong. So.
Well, the deal with like the podcast that he was on talking about he'd never go to Ole Miss, didn't like Ole Miss. I'm paraphrasing, and And now that Lane Kiffin's
work through the injury, you hang on to him, and then he burns you.
Yeah, I think if you got Sam Pittman behind closed doors, he would be on. He's as a head coach and as a recruiter, he has to stick to the company line and everything else. But if I had to guess, Sam Pittman is probably not a happy camper about what happened behind closed doors. But that is listen. You think, and I said this earlier. Let's think about the dynamics in that game. One, it's a rivalry. It's not number one on your list, but it's top 3 or 4. 2, you played Lane Kiffin tough since Pittman's been the head coach. You've lost by a combined 8 points in Oxford in the 2 games that you've gone there. This will be the 3rd in 6 years. You got the dynamics, obviously, of 3 former Razorbacks being there. And then you got a first-year starting quarterback in Austin Simmons. That will be his first SEC home game start against the Razorbacks. They're going to slaughter Kentucky the week before in Lexington. But that game is going to have more pressure, just what you're going to have to deal with at home and the expectations of Lane Kiffin in that offense. So, again, I don't want to just inject you with hopium this morning and say they're absolutely positively going to win that game, but it's not going to surprise me at all if they do. And I might even put that game above where I think they're going to go on the road and beat Texas.
Night game, right?
Night game, 6 o'clock. They haven't, I don't think, picked the channel yet, but 6 or 6:30, I should say. But yes, it is a night game. In that atmosphere, I will give the Ole Miss this. Customarily, they have been known for a lackluster atmosphere, but that is a cool venue to experience at night. They do a good job with in-game festivities.
Yeah, and of course, the Grove needs no introduction, so it'll be a good atmosphere. You'll have a lot of Razorback red blended into that crowd though there that day.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Continuing on your SEC update. I've seen, we talked about Nick Saban last week, potentially coming back to college based on some of Greg McElroy's comments. You know what? You want to actually, I think, is a better chance is him trying his hand at the NFL. Because that's the only thing he's failed at as a head coach. He didn't fail as a coordinator or fail at as an assistant, but that's the one thing that he hasn't necessarily had success at in football.
In fact, he failed so bad he got the head coaching job at Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad it was.
Failed upwards, but
boy, he stunk.
There's different in the NFL. There's different changes, and obviously, coaching firings are even more frequent in the Southeastern Conference. He didn't have a single coach get let go in the SEC last year. But I've just read different people talking about it, and I think I genuinely think former Alabama and LSU coach has more of a possibility to end up as a head coach of an NFL team than he does.
You think because some guys wrote about it, gave their opinion that his mind has been moved?
No, I think it's because what I initially said is because that's the one thing that he failed, and I say failed. He didn't have immense success at as a head coach in the National Football League. That is just my opinion about that.
All true, but I don't know that motivates Nick Saban, who's got a ton of other outside business opportunities or business, properties and car dealerships and other things he does, enjoying time away. I think he's enjoying his family. I mean, from what he says, just based on what he says for the first time and basing it on the people that work with him at ESPN, what they say, I don't see it happening.
It's still a long shot. I'm just saying of the two, if he's come back to college or he'd take a crack at the NFL again.
The guy's 73 now?
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't as old as some people make it out to be, but he could do it if he wanted to. I just don't think he wants to.
This Dolphins
there has been no indication that's what he wants to do. There's only been writers trying to create stories that people will read, and
radio host.
Then rumors get mushroom from that.
This Dolphins fan would take that prodigal son back with open arms and a heartbeat.
Prodigal grandpa.
Bring him on.
I'm not sure though his style of coaching that led to the success and it might work actually, depending on how the changes all unfold in college football, his style may work better in the NFL today than it would today's college football. Just simply because in the NFL you can cut a guy. You just fire him.
Yeah.
In college football, you got to recruit your roster. He's not much on kissing butt. I'm not sure that, unless some structural changes were made to college football, and we think they may be, I don't think Saban would have any interest in coaching college football again. I think that's one of the reasons he's working at ESPN. So, and he's making quite a bit of money at ESPN with no pressure to win a game.
keeping your SEC update going. I feel like we mention these every few months or so. This is not even a player on the roster of Georgia, Tommy. It's a commit. Chance Calicut has been charged with a violent driving incident. I know that for whatever reason, it's just there's ample reports, stories, incidents that happen with the Georgia football team with cars, and it is insane. It's unbelievable to me. And this happens. It's at Fayetteville and Oxford and Auburn and everything else, but it is there. There's something about Athens, Georgia, that this is the thing.
Players got money. What are they spending their money on? Fast cars. Why do they get fast cars? Because girls like fast cars. It's as simple as that.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah. Take the money away, they don't have the fast cars. Take the fast cars away, we don't have speeding tickets.
Or you say they don't have the women. I thought that's where you're going to go on that. Last thing here, Darren McFadden has been listed on the All SEC RotoWire quarterly team, the only Razorback that has been listed. So I think my mind in the last 25 years or so, I think of D-Mac as the most prominent Arkansas player. It's the first one that comes to mind. It's my childhood hero. Love Darren. Who is the SEC player you think about that's not donned in a Razorback uniform? Like, who pops into mind last 20? Mine's Tebow, because 06 wins the Natty with Chris Leak, 7 wins that Heisman, 8 wins the national championship, 9 goes to the SEC championship. There's arguably not a better 4-year quarterback timetable that has been outdone with Tim Tebow. That's where my mind goes.
I'll take his backup, Ty, Cam Newton. That's who I think of.
That's another one.
Johnny Manziel.
Another one.
Go flash the money signs. He didn't have the accomplishments some of the others did, but he was as dynamic and as fun to watch as any player in the last 25 years.
And did seem like every game hungover, according to different documentaries and things that's come out. He is a different duck. And
most of those QBs that are that popular are, when you get to know them. Mm-hmm. So they are. All right, that's the SEC update brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, 2 locations, Fort Smith and Sallisaw, Oklahoma. You find yourself needing to work through a custody dispute that you're in right now. Maybe divorce is coming and you need a great lawyer. Maybe you've been in a car wreck or a work accident or any other thing that could have happened in your life. Jackie Mock has over 13 years of experience to make sure that your case is properly handled and help you navigate what can be a very challenging legal situation. 479-769-1505. Again, licensed in Oklahoma and in Arkansas. Offices in Sallisaw and in Fort Smith, and online at mocklegalsolutions.com.
All right, Kevin is in Rogers this morning here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Kevin, good morning.
Hey, guys. Tommy, how's it going? Ty, you guys doing all right?
What's up, Kevin? Staying cool. We're in the air conditioning, hunkered down.
Yeah, I fished last night, Tommy. I fished the night tournament last night. It was still hot.
Oh, brutal.
But it was still hot at 10 o'clock. Talk about, and of course, I have a couple of questions. Talk about the player you think of having a lot of ties to Florida. Obviously, Tebow's one, but in my mind, the best player on that team, it didn't matter. You can argue. I mean, it was fact. In fact, if he would have been on any other team that had less talent, he might have won the Heisman Trophy, and that was Percy Harvin. He was just a freak athlete.
Well,
I mean, he beat Arkansas in the SEC title game, and he won the national title for him against Oklahoma. Plain and simple, playing hurt.
He ran that little counter play, and I forget which safety missed that tackle, and he just gone. He was the fastest player in college football.
Another name we should be bringing up, like on an all-century team at 25 years in, would be Jadeveon Clowney.
He was on there.
He was probably as dominant a defensive player as we've seen in 25 seasons.
And he dominated as a freshman, too. Yeah. It's not often you see someone on the line of scrimmage that comes in as a true freshman and has an impact that he did.
I mean, I did have a question about Razorback football. I want to get Tommy's take because it's always and ties. Hypothetically speaking, just hypothetical,
okay,
what would happen if A-State goes into and I'm sure you've had this call or someone's asked you about it. If A-State, 8-win team from last year, they're not some pushover. They took Michigan to fourth quarter last year at Ann Arbor. I don't know if it's the same team, but what if they were to upset Arkansas, I guess you could say, in Little Rock? Are you looking at a Citadel moment there, Tommy, you think? Or what
Yes.
do you think?
I think that would put a lot of pressure on Hunter Yurachek to make a change. And really depending on how Alabama A&M went the week before, did you look lackluster there? Did you just look unorganized? Did you look like you were outmatched by teams you shouldn't be? Or did you play well and you got beat by a valiant effort? You dominated week one and you just got beat, at the end of the game by a out of this world effort from A-State. I think some of that goes into a matter, but you could certainly make a case that if Arkansas was lucky to win week one and then fell in week two, that there could be a change. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I don't either. I was just, we wouldn't play them when Gus was there, and we all know why. Everybody can say, oh, we'd have beat them. They didn't want no part of A-State back then. He had that thing running pretty good, and we were very mediocre. I don't think we're a mediocre football team this year. I think they're going to be better. The schedule doesn't help. This was my other question. I'll let you go. You got two teams in the SEC with the toughest schedule in the nation, and they flip-flop depending on who you're looking at.
Yeah.
Florida and Arkansas. I think you would – and Oklahoma's schedule's really tough too, so everybody thinking they're going undefeated are just morons. But or if they're going to, I don't know what they're thinking. But
Sooners fans, but that's
it'd
okay.
be hard-pressed to think if Arkansas found a way to win 9 games against that schedule, or even Florida, because most talented team he's had. I mean, could you be talking about a playoff team with 9 wins with those schedules?
Regular season? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Kevin, thanks for the call. I'll say this. If Arkansas doesn't dominate week 1 and 2 at the line of scrimmage, if you have trouble with a Sunbelt team in the third and fourth quarter, I'm not meaning you blow them off the line 1st and 10 in the opening drive. I'm talking about if you can't wear those guys down and you're not opening up noticeable running lanes and you're not protecting your quarterback in the mid to late third quarter and into the fourth quarter, that's a sign of bigger problems to come.
Which is what happened, what was it, 2 years ago when we were like, it was 28-6 against Western Carolina, and we were like, what the heck's going on?
If you're having particularly problems protecting and at the line of scrimmage, that's a sign of bigger issues ahead. Hey, the Booyah Mobster is the way to go. The Booyah Bait Company, made in Fort Smith, the hottest swimming jig on the Arkansas River right now. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob in Arkansas and Oklahoma to win tournaments on Lake Dardanelle and Kerr Lake, and it works like clockwork every time. So if you're fishing submerged or matted grass and you need something that'll catch them, the Booyah Mobster will reel them in. Find it at lurenet.com and tackle stores all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. It is the Booyah Mobster. It's 10:46. We got more to come. Kevin's call came in on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. You can call us or text us there at 877-377-6963. That's the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Gaston's White River Resort's our place to get away, relax. I say get off the grid. They do have great fiber internet. I should point that out because sometimes you want to go away, but I got to stay in touch with the office. Kids still want to do their stuff on the internet. I want to make sure the tablets work, or hey, I want to binge watch some shows at night. All of that you can do at Gaston's because they got great internet. I was talking with someone that had fished there last week, and they fished with Sean White, one of their top guides. They got a great roster of guides at Gaston's, but Sean had put them right on fish, and yeah, they've been running a lot of water out of Bull Shoals Dam right now, trying to get lake levels back to normal. But even in the higher currents, fish still biting, and the expert guys there can still show you where to go, what to do, and take care of everything and keep you safe all at the same time. If a trip to Gaston sounds like something you and your family would want to do soon, 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Every Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
The Golf Nut is thrilled to introduce new products for 2025, including Cobra Dark Speed Adapt Woods and Irons, Ping G440 Woods and Irons, and TaylorMade QI35 Woods. Lap putters, including the latest OZ model, are also available. Whether you want to improve your swing or enjoy the game, the Golf Nut offers a range of options. Book a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators and experience golfing greatness. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue for your ultimate golfing destination.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at precisiondoornwa.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Are you a middle-aged man feeling low on energy, struggling with weight gain, a decreased libido, or even battling depression? You don't have to feel this way any longer. Hi, this is Stephen Pittman, a licensed nurse practitioner and expert on testosterone replacement therapy. At Pittman TRT in Fort Smith, our priority is to restore your vitality and energy the way you felt in your 20s. No need to drive an hour or more.
Call Pittman TRT today at 479-274-1747 or check them out online at pittmantrt.com. Pittman TRT. Get back to feeling like your old self again.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Everybody's talking at me.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Take my call. Listen to you guys all the time on my drive. I'm going to have to lean towards Ty here.
I'm tired of the fans being fed a bunch of lies and garbage.
You know, you got this wonderful staff that you have. Great day to be a Razorback, you know. That's my hero. I want to be when I grow up.
I appreciate what you guys do.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
All right, so we close out the show here on a Thursday morning. Got some bad news. Hulk Hogan is dead at the age of 71 years old. Wrestling icon and legend. Just recently announced within the last 15 minutes or so.
That's not good news, brother.
That's best impression. Yeah, I think we have a lot of listeners that are obviously familiar with him and have watched him in some
I'm going to go in there and
capacity.
rip my shirt off in honor.
Dude, do you think you can rip that polo up? You don't want to rip that one.
No.
That's a nice one. You don't want to rip that one. But yeah, just so I know that Big C and Matt here coming up on halftime will obviously touch more on that. But since it just came out, I wanted to alert everyone here on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and our Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. Like I alluded to, Matt Jones and Big C coming up next on halftime. Phil is on vacation for the next few days, so they got you covered as they continue to talk Arkansas football 37 days out from the season as we get ready. And Coach Stan Pittman's going to join us sometime tomorrow in the 10 a.m. hour.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish.